Hi, if you're watching this, you probably already know me, but just in case you don't, I'm Liz. I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner, and what that means is I help people uncover what their bodies are lacking in nutritionally that are leading to some of those pesky symptoms that they may or may not attribute to nutrition. And so for some people, that is fatigue that they just can't shake, or maybe digestive problems, maybe mood or mental health issues, maybe allergies, hormonal problems, or even weight gain or the inability to lose weight. And these are all symptoms that the body is out of balance in some way. And so providing our bodies with proper nutrition is really important, actually necessary, to enhance our body's ability to heal on its own from these issues and get you feeling the way you want to feel. So finding the right foods for you and your particular needs can be a little bit complex, depending on the person, but the number one thing that I try to get all of my clients to do, and really anybody, is to just eat real food as much as possible. I often say that to my clients, but what does that actually mean, real food? Isn't all food real? Well, not really. A lot of what we're surrounded with constantly is ultra processed, refined, and lacking any sort of nutritional value. They're just edible products. And just because something is edible does not mean that we should be eating it. And so I thought I would go over what I mean by real food and give you a few pointers for things to look for when you're picking out what foods you're going to eat, to make sure that it's a real food and not just an edible product. And so I want to mention too, food is more than just macronutrients. Good health, weight loss in particular, is about more than just the right combination of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. You can lose weight by switching up your percentages of the types of proteins, fats, and carbs that you eat. But if you're still eating processed and refined foods, then that's just a recipe for more health issues later. I also want to mention that not all processed food is bad. There are plenty of foods that go through some sort of process that doesn't actually cause any damage to the food. And in some cases, it may even make the food healthier. And I'll get to that in a minute. But I want you to ask yourself these 4 questions when you're determining if a food is real and healthful, or if it's just an edible product that is not very healthful. So, number 1, is it close to its form, its original form in nature? So are you eating foods that came from an obvious source, something like an apple? You know what an apple looked like in nature. It looks the same way at the store when you get it. That is minimally altered, close to its original form. Other fresh vegetables, fruits, meats, fish, raw nuts and seeds, these are all foods that it's obvious where it came from. You don't really have to, even if they have a label, you don't really have to read it because you know what's in the food already. Number 2, did the food go through a process that destroyed its health benefits, or did it go through a process that enhanced its health benefits, or maybe even just changed the health benefits but not making it unhealthy? Examples of foods that go through a process that damage the food would be things like refined vegetable or seed oils. They go through a process that totally destroys the delicate fatty acids. And this is a big contributor to inflammation in our bodies. I'll probably do another video on that at some point. Another example of a process that destroys the health benefits of food would be whole grains being refined, and then you're just left with the flour, which is essentially just the starch, which basically just turns to sugar quickly in your body, and then you are missing out on the beneficial aspects of the whole grain, so the vitamins, minerals, fiber, all the good stuff that is in the whole original form of the whole grain. Another example of a not good process would be something like raw milk going to become skim milk. So in that process, we lose the enzymes that make us able to actually digest the milk, and we lose the fat, which has all of the beneficial fat-soluble vitamins that is the healthiest part of the dairy in the first place. So then processes that are not bad, that might actually enhance the food or just change it, would be something like extra virgin olive oil. So you take olives, they are mechanically pressed to get the olive oil, and this doesn't damage the oil. It's healthy, you can eat it. Something like butter starts out as milk, becomes butter, but that process doesn't damage it. It's still a healthy food. Some other processes that enhance the food's health properties would be things like fermentation. So you have cabbage and then it's fermented and you're left with sauerkraut, which enhances some of the nutritional quality of that cabbage. Also, soaking and sprouting nuts and seeds and grains enhances our ability to digest them, and it enhances the nutritional profile of those foods as well. So it kind of brings out some of the enzymes and vitamins and minerals in those foods so we can better digest them. Okay, number 3 question to ask yourself, is the main food itself healthy, but it's packaged with unhealthy ingredients? So an example of this would be something like tuna fish or canned sardines that are packaged in soy oil. So the tuna itself is healthy, excuse me, but then it's packaged in this unhealthy refined oil. Whereas if you bought tuna fish or sardines packaged in extra virgin olive oil or water, then you know that you're getting a healthy product. Another example would be things like nuts or seeds that have been roasted in one of those vegetable oils, which is really common. So you have the healthy nut, but then it's roasted in one of those unhealthy refined vegetable oils. So you have to look at the label to make sure you know exactly what you're getting. And then number 4 question to ask yourself, does the food contain artificial ingredients, colorings, flavorings, additives, synthetic vitamins, minerals, that sort of thing? So again, you really have to read the label and ask yourself, do I recognize these ingredients? What are they here for? Those are all ingredients that affect our body in many negative ways. And these sorts of ingredients are in all of those processed foods that are in the middle aisles of the grocery store. A lot of cereals and cookies, cakes, candies, all of those sorts of things are full of those kinds of ingredients that are just not good for us, and our bodies don't know what to do with those things. So, in a nutshell, real food is minimally altered. It's close to its original form in nature. Even if it has a label, you know what it is. It doesn't necessarily need the label. And the more that you can eat those types of foods, the better, because these are the foods that are going to nourish your body down to the cellular level, which is going to enhance your body's ability to heal from some of those symptoms that may be dragging you down. So hopefully this is helpful. And I will do some more videos in the future going into more detail about some of these things. So let me know if you have any questions or anything at all.